5 mistakes that ruin your chances of getting your ex back. When you don't know these 5 things, you actually make it impossible to get your ex back. Erin here, your personal love expert from the channel where we make men make sense, VixenDaily. So when you don't know these 5 fatal mistakes, you end up killing your shot of ever getting him back without even realizing that you're doing something wrong. So in this video, I'm actually going to share with you my emotional detox technique that you won't find anywhere else that gives you a hugely powerful advantage to get your ex back. And it makes it so much easier for you too. So if you're ready to learn what you must avoid doing, if you want to get your ex back, bring him back in the comments right now while the intro plays. Do it, it's good luck. This video has been requested so many times, so I hope that you guys enjoy. But before we dive into today's video, I have a small favor to ask. If you like this video, if you like any of my videos or anything about me, if you like what I'm wearing, if you like love advice, leave me a like, a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a share, subscribe, tell people all about it. Okay, so let's get right into the material. The first mistake to never make is begging and pleading your ex when they break up with you. This will absolutely not help to get your ex back. Did you beg and plead them to go out with you in the first place? Think about it. It's not going to attract them. It will push them further away. Have you ever done something like this? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I really want to hear from you and hear your experiences. But the bottom line is this: you never want to be chasing him or chasing his love. One woman once told me, I begged and pleaded my ex to come back. This is one of the biggest mistakes after no contact and breakup mistakes in general. In fact, one of the biggest psychology triggers to get your ex back is that he starts to think he's lost you forever. So if you're begging and pleading for him back, then he knows for sure there's no chance he lost you. It's only when you give him space that he can actually start to miss you, and it's only when he thinks he's lost you that he scrambles to win you back. Which brings me to number 2 and why it is so important. Number 2 is breaking no contact. There are so many no contact mistakes and mistakes people make during no contact. Do not do this. This is such an important thing called the emotional detox that I mentioned in the beginning. No contact is for you too. It's your emotional detox time. Not doing this is one of the biggest mistakes you must never make during no contact, and the most severely damaging mistake during no contact. In fact, it's one of the mistakes that ruin your chances of ever getting your ex back. Your emotional detox is one of the most important ingredients to making the no contact rule work to get your ex back. You're going to be making yourself stronger while he's kind of getting weaker, so to speak. And I'm going to explain exactly how this works and how to do it, so pay very close attention. To detox your emotions, your mood, your inner world, you need to put your attention somewhere else, off your thoughts about him. It's typical after a breakup that we want to think about it constantly, worry about it, wonder about it, analyze it, etc. It's typical for people, men and women, to have a thought about the relationship or the breakup and just feed into it. It's typical and it's completely understandable. But does it help you? No, not at all. In fact, it does all sorts of things that actually hurt your chances of getting your ex back. It kills your mood. It keeps you stuck on him. It eats up your attention and your energy, which could be going towards doing things that will improve your chances of getting him back. So if you're not detoxing how you think and how you feel on the inside, you're not doing the no contact rule. This is a secret that most relationship coaches don't tell you, but the detox of your inner world is the most important part of doing the no contact rule. The no contact rule is not about waiting or missing him while you're doing it. That will just make it torture for you and very difficult to do. The no contact time is active time you are spending to detox from obsessing over him, missing him, and the negativity in your mind about the relationship. Now, I know telling you not to think about him may sound impossible right now, but there is a way to make this super easy. Here's what you need to know. Thoughts will come up, and you're just going to let them pass like meaningless clouds floating by in the sky. You'll notice that they're there, but you won't feed into them. You won't pursue them. That's the big secret. You don't feed into those thoughts about him, about the relationship, about the problems, about anything he was or wasn't doing. You don't feed into any thoughts about him or the relationship, period. You don't analyze, you don't reflect, you don't regret, you don't wonder if you made the wrong choice, you don't wonder what he's doing or whether he'll come back, none of it. Instead, you'll focus on filling your life with things you love doing, things that make you happy, things that make you feel good. Fill your life up and live happy. While you're giving him space to miss you and worry that he's lost you forever, which will make him want you back more and more, you'll be getting stronger by lifting your mood and happiness up, up, and up. What do you think about all of this and the no contact rule specifically, and even more specifically, the emotional detox phase? Let me know down below in the comments because I really want to hear from you and your thoughts on the subject matter. And let's dive into number 3, agreeing to be friends. If you are wondering, why can't I get my ex back? I think I pushed my ex away and I agreed to be friends with my ex. It actually does come across as needy after a breakup, which will not win your ex back. Do not at all think of it as being a way to get your ex back. In fact, the worst thing you can do in a relationship is go along with a relationship dynamic that is not what you want. You think that if you go with the flow, you'll eventually be able to convince them to do the relationship dynamic that you do want, but the opposite is in fact true. When you go along with a relationship dynamic you don't want, what you do is you cement that relationship dynamic permanently. Why would he change? You're going along with the relationship dynamic already. Ironically, what works best is being willing to walk away when a relationship isn't what you want. When you're willing to walk away, the guy can sense it. The key and solution here is a compassionate and loving no thank you to what is not what you want. Ironically, it's only when you walk away from a situation like that where you discover the truth about if he would ever actually come back and commit to you in the way you want. If a man knows he could really lose you, he will either step up his game and very clearly commit to you, or he will let you go. And if he lets you go, that's still a win for you because you'll know that he was never, ever going to come around and commit, which could end up saving you years of wasted time, frustration, and heartache. It's disappointing, sure, but much better to know immediately that you did everything you could have possibly done and it wasn't going to happen. That way you can move on immediately and not waste any time on something that you proved will not happen. Clarity is great to have. Number 4, assuming your ex wants to get back together just because you hear from them. There could be many reasons why your ex reached out. He could feel guilty, he could just be bored, he could want to seem like he cares, but it doesn't actually mean that he wants to get back together. The only message that you should interpret him as wanting to get back together is when he clearly tells you that he wants to get back together and have the kind of relationship that you want with him. This must be crystal clear. And I know it's tempting to just take anything he offers because you miss him and you want him to come back. But if you agree to a dynamic that is less than what you want and what will work for you, you are guaranteed for the relationship to go back to exactly how it was, including all of the problems. And that guarantees that another breakup will actually happen. So for the sake of your relationship, you must have clarity on what your relationship is going to be with him before you get into anything with him. Until then, though, you are 100% single and available until he locks you down in the relationship you really want. By the way, if you like this so far, please give me a like because it lets me know to do more content like this. And number 5, starting to reach out to them after you hear from them. You don't know if they want to get back together. So what you don't want to do is start calling and texting a bunch after. Your ex should start to state that they actually want to get back together. And until they say it, carry on as usual. Do not assume anything and start reaching out. If you start reaching out, you are actually interrupting the psychological triggers that make him want to get back with you. You are interrupting him missing you. You are interrupting him thinking he's lost you. Since those are the most powerful psychological triggers that actually cause him to want you back, if you keep reaching out, you interrupt those key processes from happening and you reverse any progress you have made. If you're worried that you made a mistake here, don't worry. Just go back to no contact. So you are giving him space to miss you again and to worry that he has lost you. And meanwhile, make it easy on yourself by taking your mind off him and putting it on making your own life happy and great. Again, that's the emotional detox method that is so powerful. So put it to use immediately. And if you liked this video, remember to hit that like button because it really helps me out by letting YouTube know to recommend this video to more people, and shares help a lot too. So if you liked this video, share it as well. And if you want more love advice and tips so you can finally have the love life that you really want, subscribe to the channel for more. And I will see you next time.